Hey, a while back we did a video showing some tree work we had done on our RV property. And during that video I mentioned we were going to have stage 2 of that tree work done at a later date. Well, that date has come. And tomorrow, in fact, is supposed to be the day that they're going to do the work. So I thought maybe today I'd walk you around, show you what our plan is, and then show you what actually gets done. So tag along. I just start right here. So here's our RV, there's our casita, obviously. And we had some work done on this oak tree a couple years ago when we first picked up the property. There were branches actually laying on the casita from that oak tree that we trimmed up. And at that time, we discussed that branch right there, that big limb, how it hangs out over the casita, and how we might want to have that lightened up to make that safer. Well, that time has come to have that done. But let me show you something up here in the fork of that big branch, that big limb actually. So right up here in the fork, you probably can't see it in the video, but I'll try and zoom in. Right in the fork, it looks like there's a crack coming down. Now we did talk about that a couple of years ago. It hasn't really changed, but I'm just afraid that over time that could come down, fall on the casita or even the RV and cause some damage. And I hate to think that another year or two we have to have them come out and do that then when they're going to be out here tomorrow. So we're going to have a discussion about that. That whole limb may just go away, which is fine, but we'll see what happens there. Let me show you what else we have going on. Now over here in front of the RV, we had some work done on these 2 oak trees up here a few months ago. In fact, we had a couple more trees taken out. And there was a lot of dead stuff in that tree. I mean, not just branches. There was, well, I'll show you where they cut it out. But there's still some dead stuff up there. And this tree, if you look at it from this angle, it's hard to tell that it really kind of leans this way. It's really heavy on this side. And again, if anything ever happened, it would go toward the RV or if something's parked there. So they're going to come out at a minimum and lighten up this side of the tree. And along with that, deeper inside there, there's still some dead branches they didn't take out before. Now they didn't want to do all this when they were here before because they said, you know, when it comes fall, it's a better time to do that trimming on those trees. It's just better for the trees. And we do like those oak trees, but you need to have some stuff go away. You can still see up there, see that big dead stuff up there? There was a lot of that in here before. In fact, you can see on the base of this tree where they took out 2 huge pieces that was just dead. So anyway, we'll see what's going to happen. They can take out as much as they want to. I want to keep the RV safe and whatever's parked over here is safe come winter time. But there is some dead stuff at a minimum that's going to come out on the other side of that tree as well. All right, well, that's what's planned for tomorrow. Now, it's a beautiful day today. I think it's the 2nd or 3rd of November. It's a beautiful day. Tomorrow is supposed to be a overcast and possible rain, so we'll see how that turns out. But nonetheless, I'm sure they'll be out here to do the job, and then we'll take you along with us. All right, well, they showed up. We had a little discussion about that crack in the fork there I told you about. And actually, he said on his notes he had it where they was going to take that whole limb anyway, so that works out well. He said, yeah, it may as well go away because eventually it's still going to be a problem. You're just going to drop leaves on top of the casita. So that's the plan. He's going to go out there and start limbing it up and then take that whole lower branch there. And then when you get that done, they'll move over here and start on this. And I mentioned also in an earlier video, maybe I didn't, that we had these burn piles over here. I planned on burning this winter. But I wanted to ask him what he would charge to just run those through his chipper. And he said, oh, you know what, I got something better. We have a machine. I guess it's like a brush hog machine. I don't know. I've seen them on YouTube, never in person. He said, I'll come through here. I'll clean up all those brush piles over there. I'll take all those stumps out that you cut those trees off. He said, I'll even take this stump out if you want me to. I'll clean all that up, mulch it all up, and mulch all that up over here. He said, that machine is awesome. So I think we're going to have him do that. We'll throw that in this video as well. So that'll be something fun to see. I think what he's doing is hooking up a rope so that when he cuts the stuff off that branch, it actually swings away from the casita. So yeah, they're you know, their name is Top Notch, and I think that's for a reason. You guys know what they're doing are fantastic. He went up to a different branch. He tied a rope up there, and then he went over to the stuff he's fallen over the casita. Starts cutting it, just swing right away. I mean, didn't even come close to anything. They're good. pulverize them. Yeah. Wow, and that's great right there. I was getting ready to go up on the roof and actually blow that off here when they got done, so that makes it nice that they blow that off. I tell you what, top-notch tree service, Grants Pass, Oregon. They are absolutely top-notch. And now the tree in front of the RV begins. There's quite a bit in there actually, a lot of dead stuff on the other side you can't see from this side. All right behind me is the next batch of fun. This will be the fun part right here. All right, he made it in. Took him 2 bites, 3 tries to get in there, but he got her in here. That's a pretty big machine right there, boy. Trying to work it around so there's no way anything shoots up toward the RV, so that's cool. Incoming. There he goes. All done for the day. I'm all done for the day too. So tell me, what'd you think of that stage of the tree work on the RV property? I will admit that that machine that came in at the end, that forest mulcher, was about 2 to 3 times bigger than I thought it was going to be. I thought they were going to bring their excavator out that they've had out here before, and then with a new attachment on the end of it and take care of that. This machine was a lot bigger, so it left a little bit bigger chunks than I thought it would, even though it did mulch it up pretty well. But we're not done yet. We're not going to spend a whole winter here in Oregon on the RV property to call that good. It's only November still, so we have December, January, February that we can do a lot of work here on trees. I have a whole other area to work on. I'm going to do that myself. We're not going to hire that done at all. But for now, let me spin you around and give you an idea what that mulcher did out here. So we're here at what we call our guest entrance if you watched our other videos or you've come and visit. So if you remember, there was a bunch of piles out here. Did a pretty good job, right? Took down a couple more trees and got rid of the piles that were out here. But you can tell there's some pretty big chunks. But this section we're not going to worry about too much because we're not going to mow this or anything like that. So these things can deteriorate on their own. I do have a few trees, a few of these scraggler oaks out here that I'm still going to fall and cut up and get rid of. But I'm going to take care of that, no big deal. That's some stuff that'll happen over the next couple, 3 weeks, I'm pretty sure. Looks a lot different though, right? It just looks better, and it's better for fire protection as well. Now down in here we have those brush piles. Most of it's taken care of, but again, some pretty big chunks were left behind on that machine. So Diane and I have already come through, we picked them up, we created like 3 real small burn piles now. And sometime this winter when we have a chance and it dries out enough, we will burn those and that'll be complete. And again, I have a few more trees I want to do down that way, but wow, what a difference it made, mainly over here, which was huge, a huge difference. So the next stage for the rest of this winter is basically going to be behind me. Other than those few oak trees I showed you a minute ago up above, behind me is going to be my main focus now. Let me spin you around and give you an idea what we have going on there. So for the lay of land, there's our RV, there's the casita, and up on the other side of that way up there, and over in this area is where they just did that work mainly this summer. I do have to paint this side of this shed yet to make it match in with the casita. But we've already cleaned all this up. Now this winter, I want to do some more trimming in here, and I really want to take care of this area. A lot of this small oak that just scattered in here, that's going to be my focus. We're going to leave the larger evergreens. That'll stay. I just want to come down through here. We parked the trailer down here, and we'll use this area at some point, I'm sure. But I want to come through and start limbing all this area up and take care of all this small wood here. And I'm not going to walk back to, even back behind the trailer. I started clearing that out earlier this year. I'm going to finish that and maybe down here, down to the creek. So that's going to be my focus for the rest of the winter. Like I've said before, we're only doing this winter because during the summer months, we can't burn, we can't cut, we can't run power equipment most of the summer around this area. So bellying up the bar, putting forth a little effort, staying here this winter to get this stuff done is worthwhile for us. Anyway, if you enjoy this kind of thing, how about a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Consider subscribing to the channel. Like I always say, we love seeing the comments come in. We do appreciate you guys hanging around watching all the progress on our RV properties. So we'll do some more on here before we take off this winter, and we'll share that with you. So as always, have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.